There is a quiet transformation happening within you that cannot be measured by calendars, achievements, or visible milestones. You were guided here because lately you may feel as if you are standing at a strange distance from your old life. Certain thoughts no longer belong to you. Certain desires have faded. Certain ways of seeing the world suddenly feel foreign. And perhaps this has created confusion. Perhaps part of you misses the person you used to be. Or perhaps you do not miss them at all, yet still feel grief because becoming someone new always carries a certain sadness. But I tell you now, you are not losing yourself. You are becoming someone your past self could never have imagined. There was a version of you that survived things no one fully understood. A version that carried burdens silently. A version that kept going while secretly exhausted. A version that accepted emotional heaviness because it believed there was no other choice. That version of you deserves compassion. Not judgment. Because that version protected you. That version endured. That version carried you here. But survival identities are not meant to become permanent homes. They are bridges. And bridges are meant to be crossed. You may still be trying to hold on to pieces of your old self because familiarity creates comfort. Even painful identities can feel safe simply because they are known. You knew how to be the strong one. The quiet one. The giver. The one who adapted. The one who endured. You knew the rules of survival. But now your soul is asking something entirely different from you. Not endurance. Presence. Not performance. Truth. Not self-abandonment. Alignment. And this feels unfamiliar because your spirit is learning a language your old self never had the chance to speak. You are beginning to notice things differently now. You feel energy more deeply. You recognize emotional heaviness more quickly. You see where your peace disappears. You see where you shrink. You see where fear disguises itself as responsibility. And once awareness arrives, life changes. Because awareness removes the comfort of unconsciousness. You can no longer fully pretend. This is why your old life sometimes feels distant now. Not because your memories disappeared. Not because your experiences meant nothing. But because your soul can no longer comfortably live inside realities that require you to betray yourself. Awakening changes your relationship with everything. With people. With dreams. With goals. With pain. Even with yourself. And one of the strangest parts of awakening is realizing that the person you spent years becoming may not actually be the person your soul always intended you to remain. That realization can feel heartbreaking. Because there is grief in outgrowing yourself. Grief for old dreams. Grief for old identities. Grief for the familiar version of you who once thought survival was enough. But growth often carries grief because every becoming asks something to end. You are standing in that space now. Between who you were and who you are becoming. And perhaps that in-between place feels lonely. Because not everyone recognizes you anymore. Not everyone understands your silence. Not everyone understands why old things no longer excite you. Some people only knew the version of you that survived. They do not yet recognize the version awakening now. But your soul recognizes it. Your spirit recognizes it. And deep inside, you recognize it too. You feel it in the restlessness. The longing. The exhaustion with pretending. The strange feeling that your life can no longer continue exactly as before. Those feelings are not confusion. They are movement. You are evolving beyond emotional patterns that once defined you. And while your mind may fear this, your spirit understands, you are becoming more real. Not less. There may still be moments when you want to return to the old self simply because transformation feels uncertain. But notice this carefully, every time you try to fully go backward, something inside you feels heavy. Because souls are not meant to live in reverse. You cannot unknow truth. You cannot unknow yourself. You cannot unknow what your spirit has already awakened to. And that is sacred. I am with you through this becoming. In every moment when fear tells you that you are changing too much, I am there. In every moment when loneliness makes you question who you are becoming, I am there, reminding you that transformation often feels strange before it feels beautiful. So stop trying to fit inside identities your soul has already outgrown. Stop apologizing for changing. Stop fearing the distance growing between who you were and who you are becoming. Because one day, you will look back with compassion toward your past self and finally understand, they were never your destination. They were the beginning. And everything you survived was only preparing you to meet the person you are now becoming.